Okay, we're about 8 minutes away from the California polls closing, and the New York Times is now reporting Bernie Sanders is planning to lay off half of his campaign staff tomorrow. Our Robert Gray is in Santa Monica, California, with more on all this. Robert, does this signal he could be getting out?
Hey, Trish, we're outside the hangar here at the Santa Monica airport, expecting Bernie Sanders to show up here in a couple of hours. Now, you can see hundreds of people lining up. They've been out here 4 hours. In fact, the line goes all the way around the back, expecting several thousand people, actually, for this event. They're calling it the election night event, a rally, if you will, with Bernie Sanders. As I mentioned, Sanders expected to be here in a couple of hours. And you do mention it off the top, the New York Times saying that Bernie Sanders will be laying off about half of his staff on Wednesday. Now, this after, of course, Hillary Clinton seems to be heading to be the presumptive nominee. Now, we've talked to several of the supporters out here, and, of course, you can hear a young, enthusiastic crowd out here, and they want Bernie to stay in all the way through the convention, as he's often talked about doing. We'll have to wait and see what his plans are, perhaps later tonight, perhaps tomorrow, maybe even just sometime in the near future. Whether or not he will stay in mathematically, his only path, of course, getting those super delegates to switch over from Hillary Clinton to support him. So we'll have to wait and see on how that goes. A lot of talk out here in California today about that AP story last night, Trish, releasing it that Hillary Clinton had reached the magic 2383 in terms of delegates, and a lot of people not happy, saying they know some friends, family who stayed home and did not vote today because they thought, what's the point? Because Hillary Clinton had sewn it up, at least according to that AP story. And obviously, we know that's not the case until the superdelegates actually vote. And a lot of folks out here are calling it voter suppression, and a lot of comments about that. So I'll have to wait and see if that affected the turnout. And we know that a record number of folks are eligible to vote here in California, some 17 million and change, almost 18 million. About 1 million of those signing up in the last 6 weeks before the cutoff date. Back to you in New York.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And of course, we also know there were a lot of absentee voters, voters mailing in their ballots, roughly 5 million of them,
That's
which
right.
is an unprecedented number. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how this shakes out.